Hey, what's up everyone? Jeremy aka Wildchild Inc. here. Today I'm going to talk to you all about why the G35 is a great platform to build and why it's a good car to teach you how to become a good driver. Enjoy the video. Alright, so it's springtime, which means I've had this car for about 5 years now. I got this around April of 2014 and now it's 2019. And I can give you all an honest opinion on why this car is a great platform to build and learn on. I know there's a lot of videos out there that are titled top reasons to get a G35, etc. But very few of them have owned it for a good amount of time to really have a honest experience and opinion about it. Most of them have probably owned the car less than a year. So this is, from my experience, why the G35 is such a great car to work on. Okay. Right out of the box, the G35 is a great platform. It has good handling, good power, and it's a luxury car. It's very comfortable. Now, that being said, it's a 350Z in a tux. So anything that the 350Z has, it's what the G35 has, just with the extra things that come with luxury comfort and all that kind of stuff. So when I initially got the car, I was learning it in bone stock form when it was super high and it still had the stock brakes and the wheels were still the small 17-inch wheels. And it was good for learning the car. I would take it to the local mountain pass almost every weekend when I first got the car, and that's where I learned how to control it and how much the car was capable of. And right off the bat, I was really adept to the car. It's a driver-oriented car, despite what people say. It's easy to figure out how much input you need to put in the car. Even though mine is a sedan, it's the heavier boat, but it will allow you at the limit. At the limit, it does allow you to learn how to maintain car control, and that's what I like about the G35. Now, as I got better at driving the car, I kind of wanted more, and I changed things subtly, and this is where the G35 becomes a great platform to build on. Parts are readily available because they share everything with the 350Z. So my first upgrade was lowering springs, and some of you all know that in the early days of the channel I was still running lowering springs, and then I got 350Z wheels, the 5-spoke anniversary wheels that have been on this car for the longest time, and I used to experiment with tire setups on that. Now that's where the affordability comes in with you're starting to mod a car, is your tires and some small suspension stuff. And with that, I was learning how to drive the car and pushing it a little bit more, and eventually got onto the coilovers and all the adjustable arms and then bushings, all the suspensions built. For the longest time, my car was on the 350Z wheels, which was the lack of aesthetic mods that this car had, and I always got flack for it. But that was never the case that I wanted to prove. I always wanted to prove that this car could handle, and that, for me as a driver, I'm a learner for driving. I'd rather be good at driving, so that's why I built the suspension up that catered to my, driving style, and that's how the G35 is great for you to learn how to drive and to learn how to set up a car that complements your driving style and helps you improve. Now, learning the car was pretty easy, but certain things were limiting. It's automatic. I mean, it's the sedan. It's what older people bought for their families and stuff. But I didn't let that stop me. It's automatic. It's got an open diff, and you have all seen already on my channel that I've managed to get this on the track, drifted it, taken it to the mountains, all that kind of stuff. So the only thing limiting anybody from driving hard is themselves. So, I mean, automatic, I have a reputation for it now at the track and all that stuff. Despite, the flack that I kind of got with it, it didn't really matter to me, because as long as I was getting the seat time and learning the car, that's all that mattered. And for those people looking for a car that that's relatively affordable, the G35 kind of fits that bracket, and I've been progressively learning on this car continuously for the past 5 years, and probably many more years to come as I continue to upgrade the car, eventually put a real diff in it, and then probably manual swap it. Now, outside of performance, obviously, it's still a luxury car. So, you know, you come in here, it's held up pretty well for the 5 years. This is a 2006 model, and the leather's held up pretty well. I haven't had the infamous, you know, tear seats that people have been having. Probably because I'm really small, I'm light, so I haven't really had to drag myself out or put so much stress on it. But for the most part, the leather stays pretty good and it's comfortable. I haven't felt the need for bucket seats or everything, even though I am usually fighting it and it hurts my back after a track day. I still, you know, prefer the luxury for daily driving to an extent. I don't need it to be full race car because I'm more inspired by the street style, old school Japanese that I grew up with watching JDM, Insider, and Video Option, all that kind of stuff. They kept their cars pretty simple, and that's the build that I aspire for. So, you know, even when the practicality comes in, the car's got 4 doors, it's got more room in the back. So, you know, on a track day, after you guys hit the track, you guys just can hang out, fit people and drive somewhere else. You know, get some food, do all that kind of stuff. And there's things that, you know, the sedan has a little bit more benefit for. It's the grocery getter. It's the, you know, the one that you do for your daily task. And, you know, bam, there's so much room in here for you to do whatever. I mean, I have my tools in here. I got whatever you need to put in there. So there's the practicality that comes with the G35 for those who don't want to go full race car or whatever. It's got the comfort, it's got the performance. That's all you really need in terms of a street car. Now, coming up on 5 years of owning this car, it's been my daily, my track car, my project car, my mountain car. And I've done everything from grip racing, drifting, and just, you know, daily commuting. And the car has held up really well these past 5 years. It's around 125,000 miles now, which is still relatively young for a 06 model, but there's a lot more life left in this car, and I haven't had any problems since. Most of the problems that I dealt with this car are in terms of the suspension work, which I used as an excuse to upgrade the suspension pieces of the car. Like, usually front control arm bushings and tension rod bushings will go out, so I decided to upgrade those to poly bushings when they finally ripped out of their sockets. And when it came time to replace brakes, I upgraded those to the Hawk Performance brakes, and then the rotors as well, and small things like that. That's where again, the affordability on upgrading and building this car comes into hand, is that you don't need a lot of money to spend to make this car handle great. And actually, you know, people think like, man, do you put anything for the power on this car? Nah, I don't put, because I can prove right here. Come on over here to the engine bay. You'll see it's just a stock motor. I didn't really care for engine upgrades. I even got the stock air box. I never bothered to put a pop charger or whatever in here, or cold air intake, because the power is very good for what it is. I think paper-wise it says 280, but you're most likely have like 250 to the wheel, maybe. Either way, it's good, reliable power. You don't need to deal with turbo problems on some newer cars if you decide to go crazy boost. The power is there, the torque is there. That's all you really need to learn the car. It's very reliable. It can get you up to highway speed pretty fast, and you know, it's not too slow where you're struggling on the track or anything, and it's not too fast where it's like hard to learn to drive the car. After all these 5 years of driving this car and working on it, I can safely say that it is a good car, a great platform for people to work on. You know, it's never put me down. The only problems I had were, like I said, the control arms, and when I first got the car there was thermostat issues, but those are all common issues that can easily be addressed, because, you know, it's an old car. It's 12 years old, almost 13 now. And those things are bound to come, and as long as you keep on the maintenance on the car, they'll run forever. So this is just for all you who have followed my channel and seen me grow throughout the years, and I hope that those new people who are watching this video can get an idea of like why the G35 is a great platform to work on, and hopefully I can see you guys at the track running these things too. So again, thank you so much for staying tuned with my channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.